Hello everyone, my name is Flicker, and tonight I'm going to be getting my Sky Dailies done. Also, my sleep schedule is completely fucked. Which, given everything that when I look back at history, yeah, no, that makes sense. I've got an idea of what I want, but I don't know what I actually need. Because my brain conflates the two as being similar, when they very much are not. I don't want to keep holding a infinitely defensive position. Because it's not going to nurture me. It's not going to change my life or make it better. Hell, it's actively suppressing me and keeping me killed. Keeping me from evaluating myself relative to the rest of the world and putting myself into action. And who, perchance, are you? Oh. Looks like the spook shack is over. I need to stop trying to wrap my head around entire concepts all at once, and instead work through chunks of them that I can understand consistently until eventually I can go from the surface of the concept down to the core of it without getting lost. But my impatient brain says I don't have the time for that. Well, unfortunately, the world doesn't have the time for me to be fucking incompetent. So either I learn how to be competent, or I stop trying to be part of the world. That's the standard that I'm seeing externally. But that's because I've trapped myself inside my own preconceptions and bad habits. Yeah, no, I wish I hadn't ever fucking gotten attached to that vent store. Because they seem to know how to apply themselves to some degree. It would have been nice to be able to learn from a friend. What I've actually asked, though, is, sure, I say it would have been nice, but fucking... Have I actually asked Pyra for help? Have I actually asked Lillian for help? Have I actually thought I could rely on others? The answer to that is... not really. Not because they don't care, but because between my trust issues and them living their own lives, the naive idealism of what I think they should be capable of doesn't match up with the reality of what they're capable of, and I fail to actually plan out the time with them properly, and consistently consistently apply myself to get into getting results. In the very areas my tenacity is frustrating, it absolutely undermines my ability to apply myself. And the very areas... yeah, no. Oh, nice. Yes, I want the cape, and yes, I want the shoes. I want the mask and the other clothes too. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, it really is obscured by the sunset. Beautifully. That one ledge from the little hill. Right there in the corner of the screen if you can see it. Just barely. Ah, yeah. Alright. There we go. I really do wish the camera would stop trying to switch back and forth relative to my position. Because it messes me up. My fucking hell, it messes me up. No, motherfucker. Ah. It's only a marginal time save that I would probably lose later anyways. I appreciate the ambition my brain is going for, but sometimes it overdoes itself. Well, that was hoping to be able to learn how to rely upon others back then, but it didn't work out that way. The fact that I keep thinking about it is part of what's trapping me. Let's be real here. Because on one hand, there's a part of the pain that sits there that's genuinely meaningful, genuinely just deserves to be acknowledged. But at the same time, just because it deserves to does not mean that anyone is obligated to acknowledge it. Which is a bitter and painful truth, but it is a real truth. Not something that simply pretends or makes excuses. Ironically enough, I named these goobers the Baker's Hand. Without even considering Puss in Boots. Because they've actually earned the title. And they don't have a manager, boss, or community that's going to sacrifice its members for progress. Maybe that's me drawing assumptions and correlations where they don't necessarily belong. Because I have a positive opinion of them. Oh. Oh. Prairie butterfly fields, apparently. Alright. What is it you're going to share with me? Because I didn't think it would actually end up like this. I was just thinking, oh, this was a neat way to spend time. Not have to use candles if I don't want to. But... nah. Looks like they've added something more to it. Something that's characterizing. Something that tells us more about the NPC themselves. I like that. Prairie, butterfly field. Later, I'll check out my wardrobe edition there later. Prairie. I can only assume it means either this section or something else. I can't think of another spot where it fits, so we're gonna be going through here. This will be interesting. Yeah, Daylight Prairie. Oh. Alright, so it is in this section. Hello. Oh, there's visual similarity. Neat. Didn't notice that before. Oh, ho, 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 ho. This feels like a fucking upgrade. Oh, I actually like it, ironically enough. Blue, red, orange, and green. Hello. What did I just learn? Thank you. Oh, you're gone. Oh, okay, you're still here. Hey again. Oh. Alright. Alright, looks like that's pretty much top of the list. Thank you for sharing that. I love you, Red. You know that, right? If I could change the outer lining to silver. Actually, no. Silver is closer to a null's coloration in the rest of ourselves. Like, between trace and null, silver is closer to, like, the association that we're reaching for. Meanwhile, gold is closer to the association that Era and Flicker are reaching for. You know, Sabashiki. This fits her. I wonder in what other ways we can dye this to express ourselves further. Would we be able to add a contrasting color? We'll check for it when we get back to home at the end of this route. With Era, the gold coloring makes sense, but not necessarily with the Savashiki, Flicker, or Nina. Iron, copper, or silver? That's the question. So I didn't have to bring the spirit along to adventure with me today in order to get to the event in the prairie fields. Got it. Damn. Wish I invited, like, the really cool spirit along. That way they could have also learned it. Possibly learned from their friend. Aww. There's yellow. Sky Toucher, Cloud Toucher. Glitch Mob. Okay, there's red there. Red there, red there. Not seeing anything over here. And I'm not seeing another one. It was closer to the start, okay. That was me just seeing things. That was me just seeing things. There you are. Motherfucker. Alright, spirits can't help because they're no longer living. They don't have their own life candle to share. Yep. Did that in the wrong order. No, if I try to do it that way, it's not going to actually motivate me. It's only going to stress me out. Which sucks. All I want to do is change the lives of the people I care about. Make it better. At least help them get out of their current situation so that way they can tackle other ones. I can't do that without money, which is really, really annoying. Hesitating to bite the bullet again. Now why is that? Fear of the unknown. And how much they might ask you to do. The world, at least. You're not scared of how much the people you care about ask you to do, because you trust them to have reasonable standards, to understand and respect you. It's the people who you don't know that you're scared of asking what they need. Because time and again, that's been an inconsistent variable. And you don't want to place your trust or effort someplace where it's not going to be appreciated, valued, or considered. True. If I look for certainty, then I blind myself to opportunity. Now, isn't that a neat, interesting little interaction? Can... I get enough thread from it even as is. I don't need to collect it elsewhere. There's no one here except new players right now. Help them along. Server merge, did you have to do it right now? Nope. Not gonna get caught. Not gonna get caught. No, if I could color the gold silver, that would be nice. Maybe copper or iron. No, there's already one up there. Okay then. I really like it when I've got a clear head. Because I'm not a half bad person when I've got a clear head. When I've got a fucking hazy mind or confused brain, I become far less capable of helping others. I'm just glad the spirit companions can't collect color along with you. Can't collect color for you, I mean. If they could collect color for themselves and then sell it, that would actually be nice. I am probably a fool venturing here, but I was a fool nonetheless beforehand. Hmm? did this to myself. Get your candle out. Please, help us. I don't want two of us to have to fucking jumpstart this as is. Oh my goodness. It is functional, it is reacting to us, let us continue. Oh. Thank you. The darkness isn't even there. What is there for it to withdraw? Alright, headed home. Probably should have refilled my water before doing this, but whatever. Oh, now that ties in aesthetically very well. The cape, at least. Oh, you're kidding me. You have... Oh. Most boring option possible. I'm gonna take a moment to just refill my water real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. The cape stays, but the shoes do not. If I could find a cape that could match the shoes in terms of color and style, that would be awesome. As it stands, we've only got, like, what, all of these? And that's the one that fits me best. Oh, they had their friend there. Okay. Just because something looks cool doesn't always mean it's fast. However, if you have a natural inclination towards something that's more effective to you than the traditional method, then that's okay too. Sometimes you're just born with a perk and it works. Now that said, don't delude yourself into what is a perk and what isn't. What is a perk is often, you know, something that doesn't even seem all that important to you, but to others it might be highly valued. And whether or not you want to base your life around it is a whole other decision entirely. Because sure, it may be fun and neat for you, but it may not be what you're actually interested in. So would you use something to launch your own growth and journey, or would you use it as something... Not much there for me to collect, so... That would be more so for completionist progress anyways. Completionist sake than it would be for actual reward. No. Too late. As of my current life and the things I want to get done relative to it, I can really only focus on one major project at a time, but I don't always get to choose which inclination of focus my brain is attuned to each day. Sometimes it isn't attuned to an inclination of focus and it's asking for rest instead. I'm not very good at reading that, because if I humor it too often, then I just kind of shut down and stop trying. It ends up turning into a mood that doesn't really help me much. Getting rest doesn't have to mean doing nothing. It just has to mean pacing yourself. I can say all these things logically, but is the emotional part of me going to understand them? Now, unless I put enough effort into personal restraint to teach the emotional part that. Parent your inner child. No, there's a reason why I don't think of myself as deserving of the gold cloak or of the red. That's for victors. I'm still learning. I'll always have more to learn. Just because I win once doesn't mean that I have to stop learning. No, that should be an indicator for me to keep learning, keep trying to focus down and hone my skills even further without necessarily burning myself out. There we go. No, it was... On one hand, I'm glad I cared about myself enough to give myself a break. To go and try and visit the people I cared about who were willing to be there for me, who didn't want to abandon me. On the other hand, now I just feel stressing on my fucking birthday. Okay. Either that or it's the stress of the world. I can't tell the difference, and sometimes I wish I could. Because here's the thing about stress and how it tends to dig up things that you really don't want to be dealing with or don't know how to deal with. Whatever's on top of the pile is often enough the easiest thing to manage and or deal with. Whatever the fuck's at the bottom of the pile is probably the least easy to deal with. But nonetheless, both parts make up the pile, and so if you leave either one unaddressed, then you're just going to be stuck with your brain telling you, hey, clean up the pile, clean up the pile, clean up the pile. It's not exactly... Free the butterflies before I head out on a long trip. Even if someone captures them and puts them away later. No, I think the process isn't that they get captured and put away for later. It's that they're nurtured within those jars, and they finally fly free from them when you pop the lid. You know what? That makes sense. That seems to be the implication. All for one and for all. If it wasn't for My Hero Academia, I have no idea how the fuck that phrase would be twisted into something more insidious. But here we are. I'm gonna need to ask my mom for another postal box that I can then carve out ventilation flaps on, and then reinforce with duct tape ahead of time. Because this scotch tape that I reinforced this old box with is not lasting. My laptop sits on top of a... like what? Foot and a half by a foot by like... I don't even know how to measure that. I do have a ruler, but I don't want to go grab it, because then I'd have to unearth it from the pile. The fact that there's a pile means that I need to have some organizing I need to do. Maintaining organization is a struggle. It's a struggle worth pursuing so long as I organize around things that are necessary and that are going to benefit me from being organized around. Damn, are people going to do this? Respect. Silly little headcanons. I teach it how to just relentlessly charge forth each and every day with every time I visit, without knocking it over, and so it has learned to charge forth even without even when it faced with the call of its enemy. As if. Oh. There's so much I want to do, but there's so much of it that I can't do without relying on others. And I'm not very good at that yet. Learning how to accept gifts is... I'm not gonna hold out the hope that the fucking Vince Dork is actually fucking watching these, because even if I were to ask, hey, how did you go about accepting gifts and learning to be more okay with it? I don't think I'd get an answer. After all, they're living their own life and they don't trust me. Already going to look up to them, huh? Oh well. Who are the people in my life that I can actually look up to for support and something to learn from? Because there are people in my life like that. My brain's just not good at recognizing them. And throwing reasonable questions their way, or like spending the time to plan and then follow through on a plan. Because sometimes plans change and record keeping becomes a pain in the ass. I wish I was this clear-headed all the time. Fucking hell. You could complain for a million years, girl, nothing would change. It is your actions that cause deviations. Don't forget that. Okay, that's all great and whatnot, but sometimes I just want room to complain. Oh, of course, you walk backwards in order to walk forwards. Why would you be positioned closer than where you start out at? I don't get it. Doing my best to find irony and humor in it, but I seriously don't get it. I don't think I've read quotes here in a while. Not like there are often many boats here. And so it is with me, yeah. The decision to do that is one done out of love. And there is respect to be given in letting them do that to a certain degree. And after a certain point, letting them continue to do it, even when they're self-destructing, is no good. At that point, you need to remind them, hey, you can't be here for me if you're not here for yourself first. Hmm. By the time I get there, the server would desync. Just, honestly, that's a great metaphor. By the time I would go and try to meet someone that's halfway across the map, the server would desync and I would no longer be able to meet them where they were. They would have moved to another position and I wouldn't have been able to predict it from such a distance. Same thing can happen with relationships. Even if you care about someone, if you try to meet them where they're at, by the time you're ready to do so, they may have moved on. And that's okay. Just a learning process. I want to listen back to more recordings where I'm like this. Where I'm more level-headed and whatnot. Both as a way to get used to my own voice and as a way to maybe listen to my own fucking wisdom. What brings me happiness is seeing people be themselves, living their own lives and interacting with one another. That would be an interesting detail. No, 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 no. Like an opossum, we must learn to play dead. Like a traveler, we must learn to keep on moving instead of lingering. We've done so for around many other people before. This will not be any different. It's just more difficult because of the potential we saw. Potential we thought might actually be something worth investing in. But so far it hasn't been. It's only left us running at a deficit, dealing with pain. Logically speaking, there is no reason for us to still like the dense. By all means, we should hate them. And yet we continue to choose against hate, not because they are undeserving, though that is sometimes the case, but also because, well, we don't want to live like that. Hating someone because they didn't meet our expectations? What kind of bullshit is that? It sounds like the bullshit of toxic intergenerational struggle. Like that of an overgrown child pretending to be a parent rather than actually being willing to truly try and raise another child and give them their all. The only reason why I can say that is because my mom managed to do some of that for me. That's why she's still my fucking friend and not just completely disconnected like I am with my dad. Well, let's be real here, my dad is one to process his memories and details aloud, much like that of someone who's dealt with the pressure of someone else who would have them misremember or change their stance, who would enforce their life upon his own. My dad is confident in solving problems. Oh, thank you! Fucking... My mom is good at surviving and applying herself and taking advantage of her opportunities, but I feel like she struggles with knowing how to be there for me. Because instead of actually taking an interest in the things I like or trying to ask questions and getting curious, she just tries to shove answers and otherwise down my throat. And she only stopped doing that in recent years because I've grown up more as a person and can be considered more of an adult, even though I don't have an income. And I wish she would have done that more when I was a kid. Young. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but every single way that you change the butterflies gives me new opportunities to then put them to my benefit in different ways. The dark dragons may be fearful, they may do great damage, but they have not earned my respect. And I will not respect them if they do not respect me. I'll avoid them if I need to, fucking hell. But that's not much respect, that's fear. Fear of damage. That's a characterization of it's a characterization of damaged people causing more damage to others. That here in this situation, they've been locked into a permanent, like, painful state instead of being capable of being reasoned with. And that is a good value relative to, like, someone who doesn't know psychology or doesn't know how to help others in these situations, is to not sacrifice themselves. Especially for the ones that really just don't give a shit. At the same time, it creates like a one-sided narrative. When the point isn't to be black and white. The point is to teach nuance without losing objectiveness on reality. Shadow's probably gonna come in soon, since it's a 1 hour difference. If I want to grab it, I might have to stay up even later. Go to bed early, take a short nap, then wake up, get my Sky Dailies done in order to collect the Shattering Shards, then go back to bed and wake up at my usual time. Seems like a semi-decent sleep schedule, all things considered. The light that shines even in darkness, even when confined by a million shadows. I seek to learn from you, so that way I may reignite others who... I don't want to say have lost their way, because then that feels like I'm pitying them. I don't want to give pity to people who have survived. I want to give respect. Thank you for helping me with this. Makes it so much easier. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, you are a blessing. Random chocolate. I appreciate it. Looks like they're a phone player. Oh. Alright. Oh, nice. You got an outfit similar to what I might want, but that's not quite me. It's your own expression of it. I like that. Hey, Gate, do you have a vote here anywhere? Sometimes. Eh, that one doesn't really deserve a comment anyways. It's you. I'm glad you made it this far. You're doing so good. Keep going. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I may have fumbled the period on there, but Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Congrats on having Kitty. On having a little house pet. Hmm. It is when people weaponize their lives against each other that they forfeit the laws of society and return to the laws of the wild. Sounds about right. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not even gonna bother collecting light. Damn. Oh, bugger. Hmm. No, these earlier areas are much more forgiving than the wasteland. Ooh, hell yes! Get over here! I want to give you a hug. Oh, that bad. I really wish I could still turn them up right, but oh well. I imagine that was once a feature in the game, but eh. Oh, okay then. That's a new feature. Oh, hell no. I'm not doing that unless I have to. That brings me closer to the ones that I can't knock over. You would hope the shield would work, but no, I don't think it does. I'm just glad that this doesn't run next to that. Too closely. I wish to be overly idealistic and be important to the world. But the idea of being so important to the world that they would not let me go terrifies me. There's an irony in that double bind. First time I've seen something like that happen, where both just popped at once. And... what? What in the fuck was that? Anything's in the contract, don't worry about it. Okay, good. Didn't attract those fuckers. Thank fuck for that. I will help you in a moment. Let me get right back. Alright, now I join you. Ow! Motherfucker. Ow. Oh, that was a pain. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Hmm. Cover. Huh. Give me a moment. We're doing this again, not because I want to. Not because I'm gonna get anything from it, but because I don't want it in the area. I'm trying to get other things done. Alright, then, hit me while I'm down. There we go, tucked away. How did I not get it? Oh, I'm very much getting it there. Ow. I fucking hate that. Okay, so I don't have much to worry about there. Oh. Oh, holy. Oh, shit. No, I cannot afford to adopt any more stray cats, as Will puts it. Hey, we all waiting for Grandma? Thank you. Thank you. Why did that not process? Why did that not process? That is the exact wrong phrase I wanted to use. Code. Is waiting around even worth it, though? And with that, I answer my own question with no, it is not. No, my current major project is getting a quick guide done for the Devourer. That is better articulated than the best guide that's currently out there. At least it aims to match, or it aims to at least improve. Aims to at least match or even improve on the time that the current guide sets standard, while also giving acknowledgement and credit. Oh, that was funny. Can I do it sideways? Yes, I can. Alright, that worked. Yeah, nope. Hello. Motherfucker. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you. Hmm. Hmm. Oh wait, that's right. I'm only doing this because I thought they regretted their previous decisions. If they don't regret it, then I'm not gonna fucking care. See you later. Wish you luck. No, we have changed for the worst. Yet I don't want to hold that against them. Why? Because we don't want to live our life wrapped in grief, anger, and bullshit. You know it's fair, but we do want to live a life that's at least next door adjacent, so that way we can help pull people out of that space. Leaving people trapped there is not... no. Alright, what do you need help with? I'll visit you in the forest my own way, thank you very much. You don't exactly provide proper shortcut. You take me 2 loading screens. And sure, that's nice in a way, but I didn't come here to sit down twice and skip the game. I enjoy this game for its environment and the challenge it brings. So I'm gonna make my own path to you. Brain misremembered. Looks like I ended up taking the longer route. But that's okay. Hope I didn't step on one of the young ones. Jeez. We've got other missions after this? Here we go. Oh, I fucking love this. Oh damn, I can't eat. Well, I can, but I can't. It's only barely possible. Imagine a storm like this is what took down these temples in the first place. Over the centuries, over the eons. Crafters would have barely been able to survive up here. Even that isn't enough to stop this rainstorm. Now that I think about it, it's kind of ironic how wind and earth meet here. Calling upon a natural structure for safety. Wonderful. Barely. Why did you put the candles there? The rain is... How the fuck did you fit in there? We can see now why they're camping up here. Fucking hell. Ah. We got ahead of the intended path. We are now leading the way. Oh, damn, they didn't stop in the warm area. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm here. Might as well have some fun. Ooh, delicious. That may have been true before, but it's no longer true. Oh, are they going to end up in, like, Village of Dreams or something? Unlikely. What, the Colosseum and then the entrance to the Golden Wasteland? I guess that is warm, but... Alright, I've had my fun. I've gotten my missions done. Let's free the butterflies and then end this recording. Sure, I may not know what the other person was dealing with back then, and I was trying my best to be respectful by asking for so little help. But the reality is, they gave me the best of what they thought was reasonable. They weren't there for me, they were there for themselves. And that's okay. I don't mean that's okay in the sense of, oh, I can just accept that and be fine with whatever the fuck happens from now on. I'm saying it in the sense of, it's okay that they were only there for themselves and gave me the bare minimum, because they, A, didn't know me, B, didn't want to know me, and C, I wasn't in a reasonable state to be met. I can't sit here trying to preserve a reasonable state. in the hopes that they'll reach out. I need to do what's in my best interest and let go. Not from resentment, not from spite or bitterness, but simply self-preservation. I'll be sorry to see you leave Dumpster, but you're not welcome in my head anymore. You only lucked out on that right in the first place. If you ever want it back, you'll have to earn it. Until then, see you around or see you never. Oh yeah, I haven't collected the black butterflies from Eden yet. Oops. I won't. The ache is not proof that they're calling, it's proof that I cared and that I'm tired. They're not here for me and they don't know how to. Still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with Mara as a character. Because sure, their inspiration point is who I thought the Denstroke would be. If I try to write that out as just literal fantasy, then it's just gonna be an awkward situation. So there would probably be a canon storyline that runs parallel to the events in reality, and a entertainment storyline that is basically just for fun. I think that should do well enough. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to cut out even more, and I really don't want to. But I'm fucking putting some of my own hard work and effort into this, damn it. Why would you put that there? Game. How rude are you? Oh, forcing patience. How nice of a lesson. Not really. You do not teach it with any grace, with any respect for the one undergoing the trial. But that's me just being better. No. I don't want confusion right now, I want clarity. There is confusion within clarity, and clarity within confusion. Whether or not you stand in the middle of either, where its opposite lies, is a completely different matter. If you stand on top of clarity, you may see confusion all around you. If you stand on top of confusion or misconceptions, you may see clarity all around you. It's relativity. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, good. I didn't leave any dark butterflies behind. No, the whole reason why I'm trying to figure out ways to draw Kamara without giving her dialogue is exactly because of how I want to respect that even if certain thoughts were had, it's not my place to tell that story. It's someone else's. That is the only respect I will give. Lay of the land. Watch where things go. Be careful. Ow. Well, I did that to myself. That's what I get for rushing ahead. instead of lighting the little recovery points along the way. Use my passion to temper this sorrow. Use my sorrow to temper this passion. Fire and water. For now, let it be seen. If plasma is available in the future, so be it. This one's nice, but that one over there is a lot better at recovery. Just a little bit brighter. Choosing the ledge you rest on also is just as important as recognizing what you have available. It's not on the trip over to the left that it does the wide search. It's on the trip over to the right. It does a wide search of either side, whichever it's currently on, and then moves forward more narrowly as it goes further. At least that's how my brain's internalized it. It may not be the truth of it, and that's okay. Just need something that works well enough. You can memorize a million truths, but if you can't create something that works well enough from fragments amongst those million truths, then those truths are useless. I mean, I could try that. No. Actually, that could do, yeah. No. Yes. No, that doesn't fit well together. Ew. No, it just looks like a bird. And this feels like a different character entirely. It doesn't feel like Era at all. Well, that's neat, but no. Let's go see what we can color this in with. This feels like it's heading in a new direction that I'm not sure how to internalize. That looks lovely, but no. I think we could work with that if it's dyeable in the ways I want. Then what about this? Yeah. Guess it's back to the idea board. Seems like it could work, but not quite in the way I would want it to. No. Pretty. Yeah. Oh, fuck. But that's more so for an event than it is for every day. I don't want to be looking absolutely fabulous every single fucking day. Because then I'd be fucking unapproachable. I already deal with unapproachability enough as is. Don't need it to become yet another problem. No. Oh, this just does not match at all. Nope. Well, let's see what applying some dyes could do to it. That's probably the closest we're gonna get to silver. Is that and that don't really work. That's too bright. That's pretty decent. Sparks, constructed, actually no, era. Taking design cues from Selena, Nitra. Oh, okay. But you would then use a different secondary outfit, if any at all. Like, sure, we could go with that, but I feel like this is the most appropriate one. Also, tell the difference in color between the mask and... Oh, that's why. Whoops. There we go. Alright. So, hair-wise, for as much as this has animal ears, no, it is not Era. That is far closer to Nitra. Or Alyssa, as is. Oh. No, that's more of a dude hair. Nothing too fancy. This one looks nice, but doesn't really quite fit. Yeah, how are you supposed to carry that over into, like, a hair design in Sky? Well, it wouldn't help if we just... It would help if we didn't have that there. Okay. No, this does fit pretty well. Hmm. There is some resonance connection there, but I don't know. Too prim and proper. Smooth. Yeah. No. We could probably make a proper sword fighter if we really wanted to. But that's not the point. So, this... Okay, then what do we do about the cape? Nope. Not really, no. Absolutely not. What can we dye this one? Can we even dye colors onto this one? Lunch, you make it so difficult to pet you. Please just lay down next to me. Please do not rub against my headphone cord. No, my hand is not going to follow you. Yes, you can take offense to that all you like. And that's all we get to do. Okay, then. Probably just don't have enough outfits to make a costume for Ira. So it'll have to wait until another time. Body on my shoulder. Back to the silver boots. And back to my favorite one here. Forgot to change the hair back. Whoop. Because the hair really says a lot about the character. If there are any of you who are still watching by this point, thank you. To those of you who snuck by and saw a fragment of this recording, thank you. To those of you who stuck around and watched a good chunk through, I deeply appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day, good night, no matter what time or non-time it is. And if it isn't good, you're feeling lost, confused, stuck, lonely, frustrated, hurt, or otherwise. Well, I hope that things either improve for you, and that they stay manageable enough in the chaos out there, or that you're able to find a ledge to sit, rest, and vent from, without hurting yourself or others. My name is Flicker. I've gotten my Sky Dailies done, so I'll be seeing you all later. Bye!